What's up, Cowboys Nation? Back at you again with another video. And today we're going to be talking about Tyler Smith and Zack Martin lining up against Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter. It's a lot of trench work that we got to see. So we're here to run the tape. So let's get right down to it. So when it comes down to the NFC East, we know that these games are won and lost in the trenches. And when you look at guys like Jordan Davis, when you look at Jalen Carter, we know the Eagles, they love to draft defensive tackles in the first round, second round. And usually with the Dallas Cowboys, they like to try to do things to combat that. You picking up guys like Zack Martin, you picking up guys like Tyler Smith. So it's always a good NFC East battle, and it's been like that for a long time. So on this play here, you're going to have Jalen Carter. He's going to be lined up straight ahead of Tyler Smith. And just seeing these guys use their hands, use their legs, the power, it's always good to see this kind of stuff to be able to set the tone. And it's good that Tyler Smith did not allow this guy to disrupt the pocket. Dak Prescott passed the ball. It was an incomplete pass, but just seeing these guys fight it out, it's always good to see this in the trenches, guys. So we'll run this play. As you can see, he gets his hands on him. Next thing you know, those guys are fighting it out. He's backing him up a little bit, but he's still holding his ground. You can just tell that Jalen Carter has a lot of power. He's like power to speed, speed to power. The guy is very, very athletic, but just seeing Tyler Smith being able to recover, it was an incomplete pass, but just seeing the technique things when it comes down to guys like Tyler Smith, because all it takes is one little mistake. We're running in real time. Those guys just fighting it out just like that. And Dak Prescott, he only needs like 2 to 3 seconds to be able to see it, lock onto his target, and go out there and make a big play or make a 5-yard type of play, some quick little play. So it's good to see a guy like Tyler Smith going out there and just stymieing him at the line of scrimmage, because stuff like that can be able to give Dak Prescott time. And that's how you can be able to set the tone early on in the game. Let Jalen Carter know that it's not going to be easy throughout this game. So that's always a win, Cowboys Nation. Usually when you're going up against a guy like Jalen Carter, sometimes they're going to make mistakes. And he has the type of ability that if he does make a mistake, he can be able to recover quickly. So whenever he makes that mistake, you have to hurry up and finish off this play. So on this play here, you got Zack Martin and Tyler Biotish. They're going to be double teaming that defensive tackle. Then you're going to have my guy Tyler Smith going up against Jalen Carter, with Tyron Smith going up against Reddick. So a lot of trench work. It's a lot of speed on their defensive line, but we have speed, we have power. So it's always good to see these type of battles. So we'll run this play. As you can see, Jalen Carter, he extends his hands and slips. And there you go right there. You have to finish this play. You cannot let this guy recover. He gets up quickly, but the good thing about Tyler Smith, he finishes him off and removes him off the screen, Cowboys Nation. Jake Ferguson got the catch. That's always good. But just seeing this guy, Jalen Carter, is a very powerful guy. He's very quick off the ball. He slipped. Remove him out the play. It's going to be battles. You win some, you lose some. But when you see guys like Jalen Carter slipping like that, this is how you can be able to get the advantage. So it's always good to see little things like that, because these defensive tackles, sometimes they slip. Sometimes they end up making a mistake. And these guards, these centers, and these tackles, they have to be aware of it, because that could be the difference of you having a touchdown or some type of big gain. So little things like that is very important. If these guys make mistakes, you got to make sure you capitalize off of them. So on this play right here is going to be another one of those bang, bang plays. And you're just going to just see these guys going at it with each other, Jalen Carter and Tyler Smith. It's like two big old bears just clashing with each other. And you love to see these kind of battles because it's classic football. And this is the kind of football that we've seen in the 90s. So on this play here, you're going to have Tyron Smith going up against Reddick. You'll have Tyler Smith going up against Jalen Carter. And everybody else is going to be lined up against their guy. And CeeDee Lamb is going to make a big time play. But just seeing these guys clashing at each other, man, I just love to be able to run this film. So we'll run this play. All right, as you can see, these guys lock on. Next thing you know, man, they fighting it through. They fighting through. And the thing is, my guy Tyler Smith, he shocked him at the line of scrimmage, but just seeing his body just torquing around, it's just a lot that's just going on, man. It's like two dinosaurs, Cowboys Nation. And I just love to see things like that. If Tyler Smith can just continue to keep doing that, forcing this guy Jalen Carter to have quiet games, this guy is going to make Pro Bowls for a very, very long time. Because when you're playing up against the Jalen Carters, the Jordan Davis, all the guys from the 49ers, it's good to see these guys clashing at each other. And being able to establish the line of scrimmage, that's how you can be able to separate the playoff teams from the championship teams. So you definitely need this, Cowboys Nation. So with guys like Zack Martin and Tyler Smith going up against Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter, we had to run some highlights and some lowlights just so you guys can be able to see this trench work. It's always good to be able to break this stuff down. So let's get right to it. like to see this kind of stuff, Cowboys Nation. When you got a leader like Zack Martin and he's teaching guys like Tyler Smith how to be a leader on and off the field, battling against these guys in the trenches from the San Francisco 49ers, any team that's out there with good defensive tackles, good defensive ends is only going to get you that much better. So when you're playing up against these guys in the NFC East twice a year, you're playing against the Giants, their defensive line, and Washington is just going to make that guy Tyler Smith that much more better of a player. And he's off to a good start, Cowboys Nation. So on this final play here, it's an incomplete pass, but I did like what they did as far as the offensive line. You got guys like Terrence Steele. He's going to be double team blocking with guys like Tony Pollard. As far as guys like Tyron Smith, he's going to be going up against that rush end, Reddick. And then you'll have guys like Tyler Smith going up against Jalen Carter. They did it all throughout the game, and it was just good work. So we'll run this play. As you can see, he strikes him with his hands. He kind of loses balance with his right foot, but I mean, just fighting this guy, battling, is so hard to be able to block a guy like Jalen Carter, but just being able to hold him up right there and giving Dak Prescott a clean pocket, man. This is the kind of stuff that you see in the NFC East, and you just love to see it. We'll run this in real time so y'all can be able to see it. Just good to be able to see these guys clashing, because the thing is, like, he uses his hands very well, Jalen Carter. So just understanding base, understanding to strike with your hands. If you can be able to do that, you'll be good. But just having guys on that offensive line, not only Zack Martin, but guys like Tyron Smith to be able to help him. Tyron Smith had a very, very good game. It's good to see him, because the thing is, I'd rather him be able to just not practice throughout the week and just playing the games because his body is banged up. But if this team is going to be able to take that next step and get to where we want to go, you want to make sure that this offensive line is right. So it's always good to be able to run tape like this. We will be running more tape in the future at all positions, because that's what we do with the JC Network. So make sure y'all comment in the comment section and let me know what you guys think about this battle, because these guys going back and forth is always good for the NFC East, and iron sharpens iron is only going to get us right. So make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because the way the YouTube algorithm works, if you don't hit it, you'll miss on fire live streams and fire breakdowns. Talk to y'all soon, Cowboys Nation. Gone.